This is Ryan Durden, and you're listening to Momentum Media's podcast, where we discuss the hustle, the grind, and what it takes to get to the next level.
Pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate.
I just want to give you guys a little sneak peek of my book, so here's the intro. I hope you guys enjoy. In order to gain momentum, you have to get started. Procrastination is the most dangerous trait in business. Once you get going, you can't stop. There are no breaks. And the more work you do, the more momentum you'll gain. A lot of people ask why they aren't successful. And I can tell you the answer to that is because they quit too early. They either get too comfortable or it gets too hard. Whatever you set out to do, don't stop until you've accomplished it. There are too many wishers in this world and not enough doers. They'll say, I wish I had that car, I wish I had that house, but they never put an action plan together to get that car or that house. A lot of people have goals, but some are just too low. Set your goals high, and if you set your goals high and go after them, you'll become the person you wish you were. There are so many perfectionists out there who are afraid to release a product because it's not perfect. By the time you make it perfect, someone else would have already done it, and they would already have feedback on how to make it better. Once you have a finished product, share it and sell it to as many people as possible. Get feedback from your customers on how you can improve it and start gaining momentum. If you wait too long, you might be shooting yourself in the foot. This goes for any task. If you have something that needs to be done, write it down, and when it's done, scratch it off your list. The more you mark down and scratch off, the more momentum you'll gain. And when you start to gain the momentum that I'm talking about, you'll start to grow. Getting rich isn't hard. It's a long process that will happen once you've paid your dues. Nobody that's gone into business got rich the first day. It took hard work, commitment, desire, and most importantly, consistency. Consistency is one of the most best traits, if not the best trait in business. Someone who is consistent will always become good at whatever they do. We've all heard this saying, practice makes perfect. And while you may not become perfect, you will become better. Consistency is momentum's best friend. And when you are consistently getting better, you become like a freight train that can't be stopped. When you gain that kind of momentum, no matter what obstacles stand in your way, you'll be able to knock them out without hesitation. In order to get to that level, you have to become an effective leader. You have to be able to motivate other people to see your vision. When everyone else is sleeping, you have to be working. When everyone else is watching television, you have to be learning. When everyone else is buying, you have to be selling. Be the one who's out of the ordinary. A lot of people feel the need to fit in. Fitting in equals average, and average equals struggle. The people who struggle most are the average or the middle class. The rich don't have to worry about money, and the poor are taken care of by the government. It's the hard-working middle class that suffers the most, or can suffer the most, because if you lose your job, or if something happens where you have to dish out a lot of money, you're going to feel it. It takes the same amount of effort to be average that it does to go big. So any chance you have to go big, do it. The majority of the population in the United States are middle class. In fact, 80% of America is middle class or average, with an income between $20,000 to $75,000 a year. About 14% of Americans are poor with an income between $0 and $20,000 a year. 5% are rich with a yearly income of over $200,000 a year. Then you have the super rich. These are the people that run the country. They bring in over $300,000 a month. Which class do you fall into? Which class do you want to be in? While the middle class is running America, the rich is running the middle class, and the super rich is controlling everything. We have to start thinking differently. Instead of reading a book, write a book. The middle class are consumers. If you want to be rich, you have to stop being a consumer and get on the other end and start selling. Luck is being ready when the right opportunity reaches your doorstep. It's the ones who are ready for anything who get ahead. If you aren't where you want to be, first identify where it is you want to go. Turn on your mental GPS and hit the road. Only you have the power to change the outcome of your life. Create leverage, build momentum, stay consistent. Take responsibility for everything that happens in your life and start now. The only thing that is guaranteed in life is death. So do what you can in this lifetime because you won't get another. Imagine you're at a football game. Your favorite team is behind 21-28, and the other team is driving the ball down the field. It's 3rd and 1, and they are on the 10-yard line. The quarterback drops back to pass, and boom, your team intercepts the ball and scores a touchdown. The score is now 28-28. There are only 3 minutes left in the game, and your team is pumped up and ready to kick the onside kick. You are standing at the edge of your seat, biting your fingernails. They kick the ball, and your team recovers the onside kick. Now your team has a chance to win the game. The quarterback drops back to pass, and the receiver catches the ball and scores a touchdown, as well as the extra point. Now it's 35-28, and your team wins the game. Something magical happened when your team intercepted the ball. The momentum switched, and yours and your team's chance of winning skyrocketed. Your team was able to carry the momentum onto the onside kick recovery and the game-winning pass. According to Google, momentum is the driving force gained by the development of a process or course of events. In this book, we will dive deeper into the word momentum and how to use it to gain prosperity, health, and wealth. Today, I'll do something that my future self will thank me for. I'm grateful to have the life that I'm living. I have a great career, and I owe it all to God, family, and my determination to better myself. Most people are satisfied with just being mediocre. Most successful people do things in their lives that the majority of the world won't. I dropped out of college after I received an associate's degree to take care of my son and wife. However, my education kept growing. I knew there was a way to make $100,000 a year plus without a bachelor's degree. I discovered it at 23 years old in sales. I started reading Think and Grow Rich when I was 15 years old. At that time, I didn't really get why my grandfather was making read it. I just wanted to play football and hang out with my friends. I couldn't really comprehend what the message was. He proceeded to make my first set of affirmations for me and told me to read them every day, twice a day. Again, I did it, but I still didn't know why I was doing it. Eventually, everything that my grandfather wrote down became my reality. I was liked by many, and I always gave my best in everything that I did. I found a company and quickly grew within the company. I was able to travel across the country with my family and build not only a good, stable income stream, but also found another world of education. I teamed up with some people in Philadelphia and grew mentally by becoming a student of personal development. I was then laid off, and in return, I started my own company. My first company ended up failing, but I learned from the experience, and now I'm growing my business to levels that 10 years ago I would have never imagined. I feel like, at the speed that I'm going, I'll be able to retire at 35. I don't say that to brag, but to show that the world affirmations do work, personal development does work, and that the universe works with you and not against you. But if you don't put in the time and the effort to do it the right way, you'll stay right where you are. Stay positive, keep focusing on your goals, and live your life to its full potential. Never let anyone tell you that you can't do something, because you can do anything that you want with your life. No matter what your education, race, or gender is, you have the ability to attract the health, wealth, and lifestyle that you want. Thank you for listening. You can find this book on Amazon. Momentum. Ryan Durdens' Journey to Success by Ryan Durden.